Hey builders, I'm Ryan. Welcome back to Not a Model. Sorry it's been a while since I posted my last update. Frankly, there was a long span where really nothing had changed. I still don't have my next kit, the fuselage, nor have I received my replacement parts for the laser cut parts that I've been have removed from my empennage kit. No building has happened since the last video. About 2 weeks ago, however, Vans posted a pretty major announcement. They declared bankruptcy. Scary word for sure, but all is not lost. So for my international viewers, U.S. bankruptcy law is very complicated. There are several different types with different goals. So when you hear bankruptcy, you usually think a company or a person going out of business or selling all of their stuff. That's considered a Chapter 7, not what's going on here. Vans chose to go with what's called a Chapter 11, which is all about restructuring and getting back on track. It's as detailed into bankruptcy law as I want to cover in this video. Vans did hire a firm that specializes in that sort of thing. They have a really high success rate, and in their commentary, they feel like this one might be a bit of a slam dunk for getting back on track. The commitment that Vans founder has made financially and the employees are sticking around, this one looks like a pretty positive outcome. So certainly no guarantees, and the judge is still involved, but I'm hopeful. They've come up with a plan to save the company and get, most of us back on track as soon as they can. So that plan is in the hands of a judge for approval. You can actually view the court records online for free for most of it. You can actually even download the audio transcripts and participate over Zoom to listen to any other hearings. I have been doing that. It's fascinating for a lot of it, but it also is fairly tedious when they're talking about minutia like terminology inside of a motion. So overall, there's really three big takeaways that I want to highlight from what I've listened to, read, and watched online. One, currently Vans can't be sued. So everyone calling for lawsuits and class actions, you can put your pitchforks down for a little while. Bankruptcy protects Vans from lawsuits. All of the deposit money right now is going into an escrow account instead of being held by Vans. Vans had been, commingling funds, and the deposits were often spent on other things. That worked fine in times of plenty. Doesn't really fly right now with how things are going. So interestingly, Vans is doing this voluntarily to restore confidence with us as customers. In the hearing, the judge even commented this was a major show of good faith. They didn't have to do it, but they chose to do it. So again, a lot of positive vibes as you listen to the transcripts. Third one, and probably the most impactful for us, Vans has been cleared to renegotiate their contracts with us as builders. So basically our contracts on the kits that we have ordered are now void, and we need to accept a new one if we want to continue with the orders that we placed. The good news is the existing deposits, 100% of that money transfers to the new contract. The bad news is the price went up. We all knew that was coming. And some other terms have changed as well that might affect you. In the past, you'd place an order and put down 25% deposit. That was your place in line, as well as it froze your price. What killed Vans partially was due to high inflation. The price became under what Vans' cost was by the time they got to manufacture your kit. So selling each kit as a loss, not going to work. Under the new contract, your deposit still holds your place in line. Vans will proceed with building the parts. Then about 60 days before the parts get what they call crated, you'll get an invoice for what the current price of the kit is. You'll have 2 weeks, 14 days to make up the final payment, which is the current price minus your deposit. Then Vans will crate and ship. As always, you pay the shipping cost to the carrier when they drop it off. That hasn't changed. Anyone placing a new order right now puts down 35% instead of 25%. As I mentioned, that money now goes into an escrow account, and it's not available to vans for use for operations and other things. Folks that are migrating to new contracts that have already put 25% down do not have to come up with the other 10%. As expected, the price increased on all kits, as well as things available in the store. We all knew that was coming. Vans announced the average increase is 32%. I see this one causing people trouble online. So keep in mind the 32% is an uplift from the latest pricing. So builders that had purchased a fuselage, say in 2019 for a low price, they've missed several price increases to 2023. Vans isn't putting the 32 uplift on old contracts. That might only get them to here. They need people up here. So the 32% is from the latest, and everybody is pulled up to that price. So there definitely are some folks that had very late delayed, quick build kits that place these older orders that are going to probably feel more like an 80% uplift, which probably really sucks. The other major change in contract terms is with the handling of kit changes, additions, deletions. Previously, builders were allowed to delete things they weren't going to use. Maybe they're doing an off-brand. So I myself was switching from the stock Grove, wheels and brakes over to a different style. So I had put in a request in writing that please don't send me the Grove kit, and so that price was removed from my my invoice. Beyond the deletions, it was a common practice to add things to your kit as well. A common one for the empennage kit is this J channel. It's easy to mess that one up. So I ordered extra J channels. They're thin. They're $5 each or something like that. But they cost hundreds to ship because they're 8 feet long. I'm glad I did add the extras. Shipping didn't change, but I messed 2 of them up during my tail cone build. This whole custom crating, though, apparently slows down vans with how many kits they can get out the door per week. Every crate becomes a custom box versus, assembly line style. So changes are no longer allowed for the empennage, the wing kits, and the fuselage kits. They are still allowing them for the finish and firewall forward kits under certain cases. So if you are having a choice between the tip-up canopy and the sliding canopy, nose wheel versus tail wheel, I understand some engine choices allow for deletions as well. There's a lot of frustration on this one in the world because your kit, a variety of reasons. One of them, your kit could be sitting there waiting to ship because of a back-ordered part, such as a cowling, and you don't want that cowl anyway, so why do you have to wait? Other folks have already prepaid a replacement, so you might be doing zip tips or again a different cowl or a different wheel system and have already reduced that price from your invoice, but now you have to buy it again. So that one's a pretty unpopular option right now, or contract change right now. We get why Vans wants to do it, but it's a tough one to swallow for some. Current builders will have till the end of January to decide what they want to do with each kit on order. They don't all have to follow the same. You could choose to go forward with one and reject another. Interestingly, they are shipping the first come, first serve basis under the new contracts, which does sort of shuffle the deck, I think, on anticipated arrival times for these parts. Someone who ordered their kit long ago and has to decide, do I really want to pay this major uplift, might take a couple of extra beats to decide what they want to do. And now they're at the back of the pack again for the folks that went on and accepted things right away. I know that can be frustrating for some as well. As an incentive, Vans has decided if you are owed laser cut parts, for example, your empennage kit, and you are getting a wing kit or a fuselage kit, they will include those laser cut parts replacement in that shipment. That helps them get things out the door. So that's a nice touch. And so that's on a contract acceptance. What if I choose to reject the new contract? Well, my reimbursement claim, my refund claim, goes into the pile in bankruptcy with all the other unsecured debt. There's rules around that, how that happens through the court. Vans is currently protected from creditors going after them. So Vans will eventually have to repay those debts under when they emerge from Chapter 11. But the sequence on who gets paid first is already outlined in the law. So people who are rejecting their contracts are nowhere near the top of that list. If that is the choice, one can expect to have a longer wait for a refund, as well as potentially only a partial refund, reduced refund. Way too soon to make any predictions on how that's going to work. So what did I do? I read the new contract. I ran the numbers, and my costs for the airframe components are certainly going up 32%. I'm one of the newer, fairly recent buyers. I already had the uplifted price before. But I realized the airframe components are a fraction of the total cost of the aircraft. It's not even the bulk of it. So you still have to get the engine, the avionics, the interior, the propeller, the paint. Those are by far a larger expense. And those are not Vans products. You're buying them from somebody else in most cases. So while it sucks to have a price increase at all, those increases don't affect the bulk of the cost of the aircraft. In the end, I will still be paying less to build the plane than what it will be worth when I'm done, and still get to enjoy it, and I'll still get to enjoy the building process. I will try and make some adjustments to my build to compensate for that. I might do more of the paint prep myself versus having it done professionally. I might do avionics as a phase 1 and then a phase 2 approach, especially with co-pilot instrumentation. I may try and convert a kit from quick build to standard, although at the moment that is not allowed. I want to close with this. Many successful companies go through Chapter 11. The point is to emerge healthy instead of selling off. If Vans was Netflix with 250 million customers, they could charge us an extra 20 cents a month and be done with it. But Vans is not Netflix. Despite being the #1 kit manufacturer in the world, they're still a small company. They have a niche product and only a few thousand customers that have to finance this whole thing. So, to quote and badly plagiarize President Kennedy, we don't build airplanes at home because it's easy. We do it because it's hard. Each of us will have to determine how much pain we can tolerate, how much hardship we're going to endure. But I would call our pain tolerance pretty high. Home builders routinely do things that other people think are impossible. I'm enjoying the challenge. I enjoy building, and I intend to press on. I hope to have more news for you in the next couple of weeks when I can get back to actual building and when parts start shipping. Until then, thanks for watching.